And then in first place, we had the Boston Crusaders, 96.2.
Boom.
0.8. That's right. Boom.
No
I
pun
get
intended.
it. Pretty much first in everything except for music analysis. I had seen some show stuff from them. I had heard some things from them. The closer I heard was very different than what the closer they put on the field now. Obviously, they're either reworking it or they're saving it or that
Probably
was
saving
or
it.
whatever. I don't know. So I won't spoil what I saw or heard, but it was a very different closer on there. What did you think about Boom?
Dude, I mean, it's pretty plain and simple. I was a huge fan from the beginning. It is exactly what I expected it to be and more in the best way possible. Dude, the like piano brass feature. I did that. Especially that's one of the things I love most in drum corps is when they're not afraid to play piano.
Yeah,
and they're not, and they did it, and I was like, shoot. And it like, obviously like they're gonna keep cleaning the music, but like they got to that part, you could tell they're working on it, and it's like, whoa, like what like that's gonna be just solid
for sure.
By the time it's finals,
totally for sure. Very much enjoyed it more again. Now, other than these leaks, you're getting such bad angles and bad
recorded
mics,
on an
bad,
iPhone 4.
Yeah, or some of them look like a Nintendo DS. Okay, good, you get that reference. Very much enjoyed it. I'll talk a little bit more about it in my predictions, but I have adjusted where I think they may very well end up, and I have a comparison to years past of how I think things might end up finishing for the Boston Crusaders. But count me more of a fan now than I was previous to what the Boston Crusaders are doing, but I still stand by my statement that they may have the most talented core top to bottom of anybody else in DCI right now. And I've thought that for the last few years as well. But Blue Coats won, Blue Devils won the year before, so we'll see how that goes. Now, just a few notes about how these drum corps fared against each other, mainly Blue Devils and Boston because it was a top race. In general effect, Boston was first in rep, but they were second in performance. Blue Devils were first in performance, second in rep. So Blue Devils were outperforming their design, so to speak. Boston, still some meat on the bone. Visual performance, Blue Devils were first in content, but they were second in achievement. Boston was first in achievement, second in content. So they flipped on that, saying that Blue Devils are not outperforming their content yet, as of what we can see. Boston very well might be. And then color guard, Boston Crusaders won content, Blue Devils won achievement. Wow. So you can see those three groups and this is general effect, visual performance, and color guard. So the biggest two visual captions and then general effect. This is good news for Blue Devils, good news for Boston, not overwhelmingly amazing news where it's a straight sweep. But, it's one judge's opinion on each of these captions, which will very well change from show to show. But you have to feel encouraged either way if you're Boston or Blue Devils. But you also have to feel discouraged because, we only beat them by this much and, they beat us, right? So some room, one of my friends who I used to work with, he's a good friend, Noah Bellamy, shout out to Noah Bellamy, said, I really like the feeling until the first scores come out. Because then everything changes, and it really does. When you're on a design team, when you're on an instructional staff, that's why I've always maintained that the COVID year was the best year of drum corps because nobody cared about scores. You were just going out and playing, and you got to wow the audience. And once the scores come out, everyone's mad at each other. Generally speaking. So
I could see that being them too, flipping a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll talk about that in the predictions later on.